Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sizzlin News Network. Number 10. Disney has issued a response over its upcoming live-action Snow White remake following criticisms made by Peter Dinklage. The Game of Thrones Emmy winner blasted this Disney remake during an interview on Marc Maron's WTF podcast, calling out the fairy tale's backwards depiction of dwarves. A spokesperson for Disney said in a statement to Variety, "To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. We look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period." Disney's live-action Snow White will begin production this year. The studio has not yet announced a release date. Number 9. Marilyn Manson's attorney is denying Evan Rachel Wood's allegation that the singer sexually assaulted her on camera during a 2007 music video shoot, and in turn accusing the actress of concocting false claims. In a statement provided to Entertainment Weekly on Tuesday, attorney Howard King said, "Of all the false claims that Evan Rachel Wood has made about Brian Warner, her imaginative retelling of the making of the Heart-Shaped Glasses music video 15 years ago is the most brazen and easiest to disprove because there were multiple witnesses. Brian Warner is Manson's legal name." Representatives for Wood did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Number 8. Tiffany Haddish had addressed her run-in with the law that happened earlier this month. Appearing via video chat on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon on Monday night, the actress, 42, briefly told host Jimmy Fallon about the moment she was arrested on a suspicion of DUI in Georgia early in the morning of January 14th. When asked by Fallon 47 if she would like to discuss the incident, Haddish, who split from Common in November after a year of dating, jokingly replied, "I can say this, Jimmy. I've been praying to God to send me a new man, a good man, and God went ahead and sent me 4 in uniform." According to police, officers received a 911 call around 2:30 a.m. about a driver who had allegedly fallen asleep at the wheel on Highway 74. While en route, officers located a car that matched the description from a 911 call and conducted a traffic stop. Haddish's arrest followed a difficult week for the actress that included 4 deaths in her personal life: her grandmother, who raised her pet dog, and close friends Bob Saget and Carl Craig. Number 7. Jake Paul is set on making his MMA debut at middleweight rather than cutting down to fit into welterweight. The YouTuber-turned-fighter claims that cutting weight not only destroys an athlete physically, but it harms the mental health of the fighter. In a recent tweet, he called out Dana White and said, "When I make my MMA debut, I could cut 20 pounds and do it at welterweight, 170 pounds. That's what all UFC fighters do, and many have destroyed their bodies and minds doing it. But I'm going to do it at middleweight. Health first." The post included an image of Conor McGregor in what appears to be 2 stages of weight categories. For context, Paul added, "P.S. Conor walking around at 190. Earlier this month, Paul voiced that he is willing to retire from boxing and make the move over to the UFC if Dana White agrees on various demands to improve the conditions of fighters. Some of his demands included increasing the minimum payout for all fighters, guaranteeing that UFC fighters will be earning 50% of UFC annual revenues, as well as long-term health care. Number 6. A federal appeals court in Virginia heard a landmark case Tuesday that seeks to hold major fossil fuel companies accountable for their role in climate change. The court's decision in this case will have implications for a raft of similar cases brought by cities, counties, and states across the country. The case was brought by the city of Baltimore against some of the biggest oil and gas companies in the world, and it hinges on alleged disinformation by the corporations. The Baltimore city government argues that the companies must help pay for the cost of climate change because they misled the public about how their products contribute to global warming. Number 5. Alec Baldwin's attorney argued in a filing on Monday that a lawsuit stemming from the Rust shooting in October should be thrown out because the shooting was a workplace accident. The filing marks the first time that Baldwin's lawyers have laid out a legal argument for why he is not responsible in the October 21st incident, which killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins and wounded director Joel Souza. The Santa Fe County, New Mexico Sheriff's Office continues to investigate, and no criminal charges have been filed. Baldwin's attorneys argue that any recompense must come exclusively from New Mexico's workers' compensation system, which covers on-the-job accidents. Number 4. British singer and pianist Elton John says he is rescheduling his 2 farewell concert dates in Dallas after testing positive for COVID-19. The award-winning musician started back on his farewell tour entitled Farewell Yellow Brick Road last week. Elton John said on Instagram, "It's always a massive disappointment to move shows, and I'm so sorry to anyone who's been inconvenienced by this, but I want to keep myself and my team safe." John added that he's fully vaccinated and boosted, experiencing only mild symptoms, and expects to be able to perform at his scheduled show this weekend in Arkansas. The 74-year-old singer was due to perform at the American Airlines Center in Dallas on Tuesday and for Wednesday, and said those who purchased tickets for the 2 performances should hold on to them as they will be honored at the rescheduled dates to be announced soon. Number 3. A rapidly intensifying storm known as a bomb cyclone could be bringing crippling winter weather across the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic this weekend. Snow, ice, strong winds, and flooding are all on the table, giving rise to potentially hazardous travel conditions in those regions. The storm is expected to move up the East Coast Friday into Saturday. Its location in relation to the coast will determine whether it's a wintry mix or a foot of snow. Unfortunately, the forecast models are split on exactly where low pressure system tracks and how strong it becomes by the end of the week. As the storm moves up the East Coast, it is expected to strengthen rapidly, possibly becoming a bomb cyclone with strong, even damaging winds that could cause coastal flooding and beach erosion. High astronomical tides will combine with the winds along the Atlantic coastline and may lead to significant coastal flooding. Number 2. Pakistan appointed its first female Supreme Court judge on Monday after a nomination process that proved unusually contentious. Justice Aisha Malik, 55, had been selected by a commission that decides on the promotion of judges. As is typical for the Supreme Court judges, she was sworn in on live TV, with her oath administered by Chief Justice Gulzar Ahmad. Prime Minister Imran Khan said in a tweet, "I congratulate Justice Aisha Malik for becoming the first female judge of the Supreme Court. She has my prayers and good wishes." The 9-member body that confirmed Malik's appointment had initially turned down her elevation last year before voting 5-4 to approve her this year. Some lawyers groups criticized the choice, arguing Malik was picked despite not being among the top 3 most senior judges of the lower court from which she was elevated. They have called for objective criteria for the promotion of judges. Number 1. Peter Robbins, who was the first person to voice Charlie Brown in several Peanuts TV specials in the 1960s, has died. He was 65. His family told Fox 5 San Diego on Tuesday that he died by suicide last week. At 9 years old, Robbins first voiced Charlie Brown in A Boy Named Charlie Brown, which was a television documentary about Peanuts creator Charles M. Schulz, released in 1963. He followed that up with the holiday classics Charlie Brown's Christmas in 1965 and It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown in 1966. Okay, well that will conclude our news for today. Please like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Sizzlin news coming your way. Thank you for watching.